Thank you guys so much. This is gonna be our last song. One more time, give it up for all the bands drawing last breath. Enemy Man, Eternal Sleep. Make some noise for Incendiary from New York. And of course, Code Orange, one more time. This is our last song. Thank you guys so much. I know there's people here from all over the fucking place. People here from Ohio, from the other side of Pennsylvania, from New York. There's people here from Florida. There's people here from all over the fucking place. We come here to celebrate Code Orange. Number one, make some fucking noise, Code Orange. Let them know when they're at, right? Last song, this is Land of Kings. Let's go. We are the kind of grind, with the breath. Down from the building, everywhere it's wet. I just want to say where the fuck I'm from. The Land of Kings is my only home. Barbarian, hell, it's like a set. Damn, blood, real blue. I just want to say where the fuck I'm from. The Land of Kings is my only home. What happened then? The gates closed down. From the horse to the war, from the mouth to the threat. If you never leave it, then you never understand. Think about the book, you're the war, think that. I represent the gates closed down. What lies for us, I'm the man you face that. Don't wanna have me be in my town. Be up there, we hold it down. Pennsylvania, I fucking love you. You keep me safe, you give me shelter. I dream about my home when I'm away from you. No matter where I roam, I know we are the gangsters. Now we're a father die. We are the working class. We put them on the map. We are the gangsters. That's where the very man. I represent them. We are hardcore till the day I die. Thank you very much. Thank you. Incendiary up next. Thank you so much. Have a great fucking night.
Oops. Welcome to the best damn hardcore show in the galaxy. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live from the planet Earth in the Andromeda system. What's going on, people? Good to see you. I missed you. It's been a while. I hope everybody's well out there. I hope you're doing good things. Hope you're doing good things. Everybody. I see a couple people tuned into my DJ set yesterday. I enjoyed that. That was cool. We screened the New York Hardcore Chronicles film, and everybody was chiming in. That was kind of neat. And we played a couple of tracks off the upcoming A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots, New York Hardcore compilation. It was good stuff. Vinny Doak, what's up? Great show yesterday on Gimme Metal. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know, it was a little different for me, you know. What's up, Pepe? Hey, Drew, happy Sunday. Last night, hardcore saved my life. Last night, a DJ saved my life. Last night, New York hardcore saved my life. All right, good. Having no Wednesday show was hard. Hey, listen, this is what's going to happen as far as the Wednesday shows. There's Wednesday shows scheduled. It's probably going to be every other Wednesday. And on the Wednesday that we don't do a live one, there's going to be a Patreon only show. So every other Wednesday will be a Patreon only show, a private show. I'm your private dancer. Who was that? Private dancer. Tina Turner, right? I'm your private New York Hardcore Chronicles live host. So if you're not on Patreon, you're fucked. You can't watch our shit. So get with the program. All right. Hi from Italy. Hi from Italy. Fabrizio in Italy. What's happening, man? Anthony Osborne, first time watching live, drunk greetings from England. All right, man. Listen, what matters is you're here, Anthony. It's okay if you're drunk or you're shooting dope or smoking crack or whatever. We're just happy that you're here, brother. Hey, let's get it moving and grooving. I want to let you know that the next show, there is no Wednesday show. Once again, there is no Wednesday show. I'm going down to Florida. I got to do some stuff for my new film with my dad and my brother. But a week from today is Sunday, February 28th, is Chris D from the Flesh Eaters. Author, actor, filmmaker. This guy has had an incredible career. He did the remix of Misfits Walk Among Us. He remixed The Germs. He authored the encyclopedia on Japanese samurai films. So this guy is incredibly knowledgeable, old school punk guy. Lots of cool stuff. So that's Chris D coming up a week from today. And what's that? What's the record to the right of your head? The platinum one. This record right here, if you're referring to this record, excuse me, it's tough. That is a gold record that I received for producing the Run DMC video, Ooh, What You Gonna Do, off the Down with the King record. The gold record that is right there, that is a gold record that I received for Typo Negative for producing the Black Number One video. But enough of me talking about me. Let's bring on the hardcore shutterbug and talk
What's
about
up?
something. Enough
How
of
are
me
you?
talking. Hey, man.
Tell me
You
about
know?
yourself.
Hey, let me talk about myself. Like I'm fucking sick of talking about myself. You know.
Hey, you know what I'm pretty psyched for? The fact that we got to hear 5 new tracks from the A7 comp yesterday.
That was cool.
Really cool.
People are excited.
I'm excited.
You know, that reminds me, I'm going to put this out there right now. The A7 comp, this t-shirt and sweatshirt is available on my New York Hardcore Chronicles live merch site. The link is, the link's right here. The link's down below there. That is the design, original artwork by Stephen Huey of Fly Right Tattoo. And of course, the package was designed by Jonathan Buskey Design. I have white t-shirts to offer. There's going to be a black version that Pitchfork is doing. And they're also going to be doing limited edition, high quality numbered prints of this thing. But if you want a white t-shirt that looks which is basically the way that the comp is, go check it out. Buy a t-shirt. There's regular dude t-shirts. There's women tees, and there's sweatshirts. So from the same great Chinese merchandise company that made do good things and do things will come to you. It'll only take 3 months for it to show up in the mail. So there you go. You know?
Don't forget, sometimes good guys don't wear white.
Yeah. It's shipping worldwide. The company's in China. It's like one of these fulfillment houses. You can make one t-shirt, whatever. Yeah, there's Goyle tees. Yeah, it's all there, man. Where's Joe Oliver at? Wait a second. Is this the next one? Excuse me. I'm sorry, bro, if we're not moving fast enough for you here, man. Mr. Lehigh Valley. Where's Joe Oliver at? Listen, I'll try to pick up the pace, dude. So we know you're busy. I'll try to pick up the pace for you, guy, and we'll get Joe on as fast as possible. It's all right, man. It's okay. You'll be okay, Lehigh Valley. Everybody, I want to shout out everybody in Pennsylvania for this show. This is going to be good. So stay calm there. That said, buy a t-shirt. Yeah, there you go. Sit down, Junior, and wait your turn. Greetings from Stockholm. You guys rock. I love white tea. Yeah, I do too, bro. I'm a white boy. I wear like a lot of white tees. I'm like a white Jewish kid from Queens. I wear like white t-shirts a lot, you know? Patience is a virtue. All right, let's not destroy this guy. Listen, Mr. Lehigh Valley, where is he? I'm glad you're here, bro. Welcome to the show. That said, let's get going. This is Steven Messina. This is photo of the day, if I can find it. Here we go. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Let me clear the deck. What the heck? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, including all our friends in the Lehigh Valley tuning in today, this is photo of the day, Steven Messina.
I did not expect that.
Did I get you?
Oh,
Did I get
that's
you?
hysterical.
Quickly tell us what the Steven sent this to me this morning. Tell us what this is, bro.
Oh, that's a work of art right there. I went to visit my mom, and she was getting ready for some family coming over, and she whipped that up. And if that is not a work of art, I don't know what is. I had to take a photo of that.
This is your mom's. This is my
presentation
this morning.
Rocking the antipasto hardcore this morning,
bro.
And,
I like to serve. Extra points for mom with the serving dish. I'm not mad at that serving dish.
Oh no, she is an expert. This is. I can't believe you did this. This is funny stuff right here. Yeah, listen, we apologize to some of the vegans out there.
Yeah, listen, vegans. Listen, vegans, don't get your panties all bunched up here. We're having a laugh with Steven's mom's hors d'oeuvre presentation.
Oh, Mom Granger in the house right there. Rob Granger of Serial Poets' mom. What's up?
Oh,
wow.
That's Rob Granger's mom.
Yes, it is.
Listen, welcome to the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live Mom Edition.
That's it. We got two moms going today.
Listen,
wow,
we love you, moms. All right, enough silliness. I got you on that one, didn't I?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I got you on that one.
Now I want some antipasto.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this is photo of the day. Wrong answers only, please. Here we go. Wrong answers only, please. Come on.
This looks like a very serious moment right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Is it JoJo Dancer? Is it Mr. Lehigh Valley? Is it Sinead O'Connor? Is it someone ate the non-gluten backstage food? Is it Fugazi? Shelter.
Getting there.
This is the winner. D, you win. Is it the Light My Fart contest? Miles Davis, good one, Brooklyn boy. I'm not mad at that one. Okay, and we have a winner. Wait, and we have a winner. Where was that? Oh, God, they're coming in fast. Stop. Here's the winner. Mecca is the other way, dude. Oh no. Man. Someone lost his glasses. Is it Phil Anselmo praying before a gig? Is it The Clash? Is it Minor Threat? Is it a vegan after seeing the platter? Okay.
I love it.
Is it Mia with premenstrual cramps?
Oh.
Listen. I got a good feeling about today's show. I think we're going to have a lot of laughs today.
Oh, man.
Is it Al Burrell? All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me give you another yous. Not to be confused with yous. Let me give yous another clue. Here we go. Oh, I see he picked his head up from his in photo number 2. He's picked his head up from his praying. Here we go. How's that?
There we go.
Is it kidney stone attack? All right. How about some right answers? Anybody?
Maybe you had White Castle before the show.
White Castle. Okay. Some right. Is it Jose? Yo, not mad at this one. Wait, where did I? Yo, you win with this one. Jose Canseco. I like that. I like that. Is it Capo? No, it's not Capo. Anybody? Is it? Oh, we got a couple. Johnny Rock got it, I think. Come on, how about some right answers? All right. Is it Snapcase? Is it Snapcase? Is it Snapcase?
And the answer is
What do we got? Go ahead.
Snapcase.
All right, tell us about it.
All right, this is the year is 2019. The venue is Irving Plaza, and this was Snapcase. This was, it feels like 2 minutes ago, but it was already almost 3 years ago now that you think about it. The show was the opening band was called La Armada.
Armada?
Yeah, they were really good. I think they might have been South American.
Yeah, for sure.
La Armada.
I love that band.
And then Snapcase, and then Slapshot, and the headliner being Sick of It All.
Wow.
And yeah, it was
I was at this show.
Yes, you were. And it was a fantastic show. And I hadn't seen Snapcase in a while, and they really killed it.
I was at this show, but typically of me at all shows, I go to shows and I don't even pay attention to the music.
But that was the first time I saw that band, La Armada. I thought they were really good.
Yep.
But yeah, this was a great show, and I hadn't seen these guys in a couple of years, so it was nice to see them. And the place, of course. I mean, with a bill like that, them and Slapshot and Sick of It All we could really use a few shows like that right now. But
back, man.
It was a great one. And they really brought it. And there's Drew. That's his leg right there.
What's his leg?
It's your leg sticking out of the crowd there.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I don't think. First off, I got news for you. I don't wear fucking high tops with no socks, bro. That ain't happening. Yo, who the fuck wears high tops with no socks, bro? Not me.
When was the last time you stage dove? Can you remember?
Not really.
We saw
at the beginning of the show, the clip at the beginning of the show that I play.
That's no joke that time.
I mean, do people know? Does it register to people that that's me stage diving at the beginning? This is me stage diving here.
Ain't no denying the fact that.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's off the top of the fucking PA at Roseland at a Biohazard show. So I did my stage diving, bro. I don't owe anybody anything.
I love the fact that not only are you doing that stage dive, but you're doing with Rat Bones standing by right there.
Yeah, no, that's actually not Rat. People think it was Rat Bones.
I thought that was Rat Bones. No?
That's me with Rat Bones standing there egging me on.
That's what I said.
Yep.
He was standing. He was there, kind of like the role reversal thing happening there.
Yeah. Everybody thinks it was Fred Durst. Yeah, right.
It's just one of those days.
I don't honestly, I'll tell you. How about a little honesty? You want a little honesty today? I'll give you a little honesty. I don't really know the band Snapcase very well.
It's a good band.
Yeah.
I think, they're definitely worth looking into,
Yeah. I don't know them that well. They're in my peripheral vision, but I really honestly don't know the band that well.
Well, when you said honesty, I thought you were going to start singing that Billy Joel song for a minute. But
which Billy Joel?
It's called Honesty.
Oh God.
I had to poke you with the Billy Joel stick just because.
Fuck, man. That's like one of the Billy Joel songs that makes me want to go out and hurt people and commit crimes and do bad things. Like, I hate that shit, man.
Billy Joel made me do it.
Billy Joel was in my head, like the Son of Sam. Like the dog barking made him go kill people. Like, I'm like, hey, listen, this is going long, and we got a guest you got to bring on.
That's right.
You're the best, bro. Thank you.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Steven Messina, Hardcore Shutterbug. Let me get rid of this. Stop. In the name of love, before you. It is Sunday shout out day. Anybody want to shout anybody out? Put it in there. And we'll do some shout outs. That said, let me see. What else do I got to announce? You know what I wanted to do today? I wanted to do a session. Maybe we'll do it at the end. If anybody's still hanging in there, who do you want to see on the show? Let's do that. Let's do that at the end of. What the hell's going on with the friggin' light here? Let's do that at the end. Who do you want to see on the show? We'll do that. That said, what else? I did the shirts. Subscribe to YouTube. If you're watching this show in rerun, there is a subscribe button right there. Subscribe to the show, you bum. I want to shout out Upstate Rick, who's super excited about our guest today. Want to shout out the women in the pit. I know they're going to come over here. They did a little Zoom women in the pit thing with Nancy Burrill today. That said, it's time to bring on our guest. I know all of Lehigh Valley is super excited about this. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, clank your chains, count your change. Here we go. Today's guest is a singer-songwriter hailing from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. He's known for his work with the bands Feeble, Strength for a Reason, Mushmouth, Box Cutter, Out to Win, Crutch, and of course, the incredibly proficient and hardworking Wisdom in Chains. Please welcome, coming at us from Strasburg, PA, Mr. Jotham, Mad Joe Oliver. Brother.
What's up, man?
Bro, I hope we didn't get your people upset at us, huh?
No. I was a little confused. You said you hated Billy Joel.
Yo, bro, I hate Billy Joel, dude.
Wow.
I hate that dude, bro.
Billy Joel is big around here, man. We love Billy Joel.
You know who else I hate?
Who?
Phil Collins, bro.
Phil Collins, yeah.
Fuck that dude.
I have no attachments to Phil Collins, but Billy Joel, man, he's got some bangers. But you know what though? I don't know. Like when I was growing up, that was like hearing Billy Joel songs. You know, this is like before I was at all affiliated with hardcore. I had love for Billy Joel. You know what I mean? So
hey, that's okay.
He's got jams about Allentown. That's why we love him.
Oh yeah, of course, bro. Now I'm living here in Allentown.
Yeah, man. Shutting all the factories down.
And they're shutting all the factories down.
I'm gonna open up my top button here and just
come on, listen, bro. It's that kind of a show, man. Hey, tell us about what's the latest with you? You know, when the zombie apocalypse hit. Hey, is there another device open? Because I'm hearing a weird echo.
No.
Your phone or something?
Let me see here. Can you hear it still?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, no, I don't hear anything.
All right, go ahead. So
Sorry.
let's talk about what's going on with you when the zombie apocalypse hit.
I was trying to get my feet wet as a real estate agent, believe it or not. At right at the time everything shut down, I was starting to like get some momentum, figuring out that like a completely new industry for like my line of work. You know what I mean? It was good timing, I guess, in a way, because where I live is really desirable for people leaving congested areas to come to somewhere that's close enough to New York City, close enough to Philadelphia, where you could still work and commute, but you don't have to pay New York City prices to live there. You know.
And people are looking to leave here in droves, man.
Yeah, I know. It's giving me a nice living right now.
Good.
Because I just happen to live in that spot, you know, where people are flocking to.
What about music? Did you guys have shows booked and stuff?
We had some things booked. We were talking about some tours. We had some things coming up. A lot of stuff got canceled, but you know, for everybody, it's the same across the board. Like it's funny when people talk about it and they're like, "Oh, we had a tour and it got canceled and we had to start." Everybody, and I mean everybody. So it's like Billy Joel had tours canceled. Like everybody had tours canceled. So from the top to the bottom, its tours were canceled, and everything got shaken up. So we're all literally in the same boat, and it's one of those rare times where everyone can sort of relate to each other.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure. I know one of the things that's come up on the show a couple times is this. You guys did this tour pretty. Let me see. You guys did this before.
Yeah, that's the last thing that we did, which I know I've said it many times. I think I've heard everybody that was on this tour say it. If that's the last thing that we ever got to do as a band, I'm okay with that, because it was so perfect and fun, and every show was a banger, and the lineup was just so sick. It was one of those. I had no voice after this tour. I was done. I just blew every pipe in my throat out. I had nothing left, man, because I sang along every night to so many songs of the other bands, and it was just a really, really fun time, man. That was without a doubt the best tour I've ever been on.
You know, I've seen a lot of these, tours through the years, and I must say, this one here is really something else, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like just being we played a ton of shows with Agnostic Front over the years. In all those other bands I played in too, you know what I mean? I played a lot of shows with Agnostic Front, even played shows with Gorilla Biscuits at a few different times. But
yeah.
And of course H2O, we did a lot of stuff with H2O. But I always wanted to go on tour with Agnostic Front.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that Wisdom in Chains actually was on tour with Agnostic Front for an extended period of time. And it was just such it's a treat, man. It's we're very lucky. We're very lucky to do some of the things that we did. That was for that to be my last memory of playing a show was I believe it was London was the last show of the tour.
Yo, my boy Billy Grazia Day was on that tour. He's one of my all-time that's my guy right there. That must have been awesome.
Oh, it was great. So like Billy got me into Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
When we toured together quite a few years back, and he taught me about like just staying fit on tour and not like sitting around all day. So whenever there's an opportunity to go train, he would always do that. So I kind of picked that up in my own touring life, and he brought mats on this tour, and we were training jiu-jitsu whenever we had a spare minute, and yeah, it was great, man.
On this show we sort of we go where the horse leads us. Man, I don't know what that audio is, man, coming from your end. It's like I'm feeding back.
Yeah,
hey, you have earbuds? You have earbuds? I
don't have earbuds, no.
All right.
But your mic sounds distorted. Like your microphone sounds distorted to me.
But it's not me. It's a bounce back on your end.
Huh.
I'm hearing an echo coming back on your end. There's not another device open on your end?
No.
Other internet or computer or phone or anything?
I mean, there's phones in the room, but not.
No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe doesn't have earbuds. Yeah.
Shut this off. Shut my.
What was that?
Did that change anything?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, that was it, bro.
Was that it?
I think so.
I just had a TV on, but it wasn't even playing anything. It was just
there you go.
On in the background.
No, that wasn't really it. So, all right. So let's talk about the jiu-jitsu thing a little bit. Are you teaching jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I would. At the moment, I'm not because of the COVID. What happened because of COVID. But I was training really heavily, and then my son wanted to do it too, so I started helping out with the kids class, and eventually started teaching the kids class along with
That's
another
awesome.
guy.
That's a great picture.
Yeah,
Your crew
yeah,
is
that's
hard,
my
man.
son there to my camera right. Yeah, that's my son. So yeah, it was a lot of fun being able to train with him was awesome anyway. And then just being able to teach kids, it actually, believe it or not, like going through the steps and teaching kids helps it really sink into your brain, because there's so many little details that are so easily forgotten
Mhm.
in this martial art, and there's it really helps you to remember things when you're teaching kids, because you have to say it 1,000 times. And, I mean, it helps because as adults we think we're, like I think I pick things up quicker, but I really don't. I need to hear it 1,000 times too for it to sink in. So yeah.
Hey, lower the speaker volume on your laptop. That's coming from
How's that?
that.
Any better?
There you go. Well, a little bit better. Yeah, better. Now, that's good. Can you hear me?
I apologize to the fans. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right, cool. I don't know why it's me. It's the same setup that I always have. Nothing's changed here, kids. Let's talk about how did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
Yeah, I did grow up in a very musical household. My dad played guitar and he sang. He was always singing. My dad's very, very. He was just constantly singing. It's not that he was a professional singer, but he just always sang. And we went to church as kids. We went to church a lot, and my dad was always singing louder than everybody. He's very proud of his voice, and he just taught me to like really belt it out. So we didn't have a TV. We were pretty broke when I was growing up. I didn't have a TV until I was in my teenage years, and it was just music. It was just records. So I would just listen to my dad and my mom's records, and then um, I just had a deep love for music since I was a little kid.
And it looks like so you had a couple brothers and sisters.
Yeah, there's 5 of us total.
Wow.
Yeah, this is that's me being held there by my dad.
I recognized you, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, there's 5. I have 2 younger brothers as well. But yeah, my dad had a cleaning business when I was a kid, and he used to clean a radio station.
Oh wow.
And he would bring me to work with him sometimes, and they would throw out crates of records constantly that were just garbage. And I used to dig through the crates and take records home and play them. So I remember very vividly bringing home a Grand Funk Railroad record.
Come on now.
And
yeah.
And American Band, I played that thing to death. I played that song to death. And I would just always it excited me so much. And every time my dad would go clean the radio station, I would hop in and go grab a handful of records and bring them home and see if there's anything that I liked. But I remember that being the first record that I brought home that I was like, this is mine. I love it. Like, this is for me.
I think mine was an Elvis record.
Elvis, yeah.
Yeah, like Elvis's. That was the first as a kid, like Elvis's hits or whatever. Like Elvis was the first, and of course, as a kid growing up, for me, I'm a little bit older. Like the Beatles were around a lot, so you always heard, the Beatles, and then, for me there was Yellow Submarine, which was a cartoon, right? It was an animated film, and that resonated with me,
Yeah, I loved Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life.
Come on now.
So that record was huge. It I swear I listened to it daily for years as a kid, And I would listen to,
you know what? One that came out when was Intervisions.
yeah, that was a huge one too. That
Love
was
that.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would listen to Stevie Wonder over and over and over, and it
Yeah.
was like parts of songs. I still I'm trying to figure out why certain parts of certain songs like do what they do to me, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was like certain parts in that Songs in the Key of Life record that I would just rewind, just keep spinning that record back and listening again and again. Sir Duke,
yeah. Of course.
come on.
Ollie Brown. Let me ask you about this photo of you as a youth. Who is this in this photo with you?
That's Joe James, who played in Inhuman, and he went on to play in Agnostic Front, and now he plays with Silver Tomb. That's my old friend. He moved to the Poconos from Brooklyn as a kid, and then back to Brooklyn a couple years later. But in that short period of time, we became really good friends, and he was just the funny. Like there's a mentality, a New York mentality, a Brooklyn like ball buster, right? That didn't really exist where in my life. And then when he showed up and with his funny like Brooklyn attitude and constantly busting everybody's balls, I fell in love with that whole attitude. You know, it was really funny, and we had a lot of laughs together, and we still do. We're still good friends. So.
You guys were in school together?
Yeah. He moved up there
in the same class.
Yeah. I want to say he moved to Pennsylvania in 4th grade, and then we were in the same class together, probably in like 6th grade, maybe 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then he moved back to New York. So, but in that period of time, we became good friends, and he was always wearing a metal shirt. Always, he had a Metallica or Anthrax or Megadeth or something. He always had like a metal shirt on, and I honestly had no interest at all in metal. I just thought he was funny. We didn't click over music at all. We clicked over just like the vibe. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. He's turned out to be, such a proficient musician.
Yeah, he's amazing. He really is a great guitar player. And it's funny because I already know what would have happened if he had stuck around. You know what I mean? We would have ended up being in our first band together, probably.
Tell us about how did your first band start? How did you end up? How did hardcore come into your life, and how did you end up in your first band and all that?
So hardcore came into my life through my older brother, Simon. My older brother introduced me to Minor Threat and Dead Kennedys and just like a lot of whatever old hardcore that he was listening to at the time. He introduced me to the Ramones. He introduced me to Bad Religion, a lot of just like cool hardcore and punk stuff that was like new and exciting. You know what I mean? And then as I started to realize there was people in my grade who also listened to this stuff, and I became like a fiend, like a beggar, like for this like this music, like anything new, like you got more, oh give me another one. So like very quickly, my friend Jason Abbott gave me a Cro-Mags tape, Age of Quarrel.
That'll do it.
He gave me the first Biohazard. He gave me some like local bands because he was already going to shows in like 6th grade, and that was like to me was like a dream. But to actually go to a show, I didn't even know what that would be like. But he gave me a lot of like local music and a lot of like cool. He gave me the Life of Agony demos. He gave me the River Runs Red. He gave me a lot of good music. The Sick of It All. When I finally got Sick of It All tapes, they very quickly became my favorite band. And like heads and shoulders above everything else. That was all I wanted to hear was Sick of It All. And so when I first saw them, I was so obsessed with the band and the crazy weird beats, because Armand is an unconventional drummer. He plays hardcore and he plays it very well, but he plays it in such a unique way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just an odd way of approaching the drums, and it works so well for what they do, you know?
Yeah.
So I was obsessed with seeing them. And when I finally went to see them, I knew.
Where, like what venues as a teenager were in the Lehigh Valley that where would you see this music?
I saw Sick of It All. That was my first show, and I went to City Gardens in Trenton. So that was my first show ever. And
wow.
It was
Road
Sick
trip.
of It All and Youth of Today. And I think maybe Snapcase. I think Snapcase might have opened the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember who else. But that was my first show at City Gardens.
Wow.
And I literally, that blew my mind, and we thought up our first band on the way home from that show.
That's cool, man.
So my brother was there, and Evan was there, and my drummer at the time, my friend Tobin. We all were at the show together, and we were all like on the way home from the show, so excited. Like, okay, you're gonna play guitar, you'll play drums, okay, you'll play bass. Like trying to figure out the parts, and we started putting our first band together right in that car ride home.
Now, is this your first band, Feeble?
That is Feeble, yeah. That's my brother there with the blonde afro. That's my brother Simon, and he plays bass. He's a really good bass player. He also played in Crutch, and that's Mikey Barrasso was our one of our guitar players in the back there.
Wow.
Yeah. And Evan, who plays bass in Wisdom in Chains, Evan was also in Feeble. We were all in that band together. So yeah, we thought of that. It literally was like Sick of It All was so dope. I need to know what that feels like. Like I need to know how it feels to be up on that stage.
I see you rocking the old school Sick of It All shirt in this picture.
Yeah, there you go. And that's Evan jumping behind me there.
That's cool.
That's a venue in Stroudsburg called Spanky's. It no longer exists, but that was where we used to play back in the day in our hometown here.
Was Crocodile Rock down your way?
That's in Allentown. Crocodile Rock was in Allentown, yeah.
I remember that place.
So I'll tell you, because you're older than I am, but I'm sure you knew about the notorious like skinhead scene and the white.
Oh, you mean the Allentown Airport Hall?
Airport Music Hall, yeah. So that was a notorious. It's still like, you know, there's so many stories about that place, and you know, I know there's a lot of stories involving Sick of It All at that place, and riots involving Burn and Biohazard, and there's just.
I went there with Biohazard back in the day, and it was a scene, man.
Yeah, it was a scene for sure. So like, we had our own little thing going on in Stroudsburg, and then there was a bigger scene up north in Wilkes-Barre, or Moosic it was called. But
CC's.
CC, yes. So that was between CC's and Spanky's. That was like our little.
I got it.
And we played a lot of shows, you know, between the two venues, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
That's Evan there jumping in the back. Yeah.
It's cool that you guys are still connected, you know, like all these years later. Like, you know, that's rare.
It's funny because there's like a bug was planted, you know, in our brains, like that, you know, that early, like, oh my God, I need to know what this is like on stage. And then when you do it and you start to improve at it and you start to figure out like how to be comfortable, you know, on a stage, it just really becomes a need instead of like a desire. It becomes a need, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're a teenager, it becomes sort of like, we all collected comic books and baseball cards. We get into hardcore and it's like, yo, I'm collecting hardcore, I'm in hardcore now.
Yeah. And it really became that. I was just like this, like sponge, just like any area we go to, like some new area, I needed to know every band. I need to know every band from this town that were playing their show. And whatever local things they had, give me a T-shirt, give me a sticker, give me a CD, give me everything. I want it all. So like I just gobbled it all up, man. And I loved it so much.
And I think we all did. And like we've talked about many times on the show, it's the community, it's the threads of the community and the camaraderie that pull us together and keep us moving with it,
Definitely 100%. So like going to playing shows in different areas and meeting friends and going. I talked about this on a few different podcasts recently, but there's something special that happens when you meet people at a show, you live through this crazy event together, and then afterwards you go share a meal somewhere. Something happens during that, between the show and the meal, something tribal and communal and like a family bond forms during those moments. It's something, and the meal is very important. The meal itself is a crucial part of this bonding, and you do that over and over and over again, and then next thing you know, you build up this crazy network all over the globe of people that you share this really intense, crazy, chaotic thing with, and then broke it down over food afterwards. And it's like, it feels like family.
That's interesting. That's interesting. The food aspect of it, and you're tying in the tribal aspect of it. And I think that's really poignant. It's like, in a lot of ways, it's back to the future, back to the past. It goes back to the basics here. Like, my clan's going to get together with your clan. Let's break some bread and let's beat some drums and let's connect. Let's dance.
Yeah, like imagine like a clan back in the day, like they go on a hunt together. That had to be the most crazy, chaotic thing ever.
Yeah.
Like you're hunting some sort of crazy buffaloes, or you're hunting a woolly mammoth or something insane. You know what I mean? Crazy.
I want to do that. I want to go back. I want to go back in time and do that. I want to hunt buffalo on the plains. I want to go after. I want to hunt woolly mammoth. That's what I want to do.
But like it's that meal afterwards, like breaking it all down afterwards.
It's interesting. And listen, I know you roll with these guys like Craig Satari and those guys. They're all about. I've hung out with you guys, right? I remember going and eating. I remember going and eating with you guys and Craig. Like, I went to go see you guys play, and I got dragged into. I had to go to this meal, and we sat there and had this whole big event, this meal.
It's important, man. And there's something about pizza that's important too. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. There's something there about pizza that's very. It means more than just the pizza. It's something bigger than that.
Hey, let's talk about this a little bit. Hold on. I know that. Wait, hold on. Let me line her up. After the Feeble run, tell us about what this is.
Okay, so this is Strength for a Reason. I played drums in Strength for a Reason briefly.
Drums?
Yes. You want to hear about my drumming?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something crazy about my drums. Not a lot of people know this about me, okay? So when I was a kid, I had really bad Tourette's, and I would shake and twitch and hop all over the place and make crazy sounds, and I was a distraction to everyone near me. It was like uncontrollable Tourette's. When I was about 11 years old, my friend's father taught me how to play a drum beat on his drum set.
Hey, by the way, our friend Todd from H2O shouting you out, dude.
What up, Todd? I love Todd, man. He's
Come on
the best.
now.
Me and Todd. Yo, Todd is a sports encyclopedia. I don't know if
Is that right?
He knows everything about NFL. He'll blow your mind with his NFL knowledge and basketball.
I had him on the show, and that didn't even come up.
Dude, he knows so much about sports. It's awesome.
Wow.
So yeah,
Hey, Todd, stick around, Todd, because there's some H2O tying into this show in a little bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So speaking of drums, then, so Todd, when I was 11, my friend's father taught me how to play a drum beat, and it became an obsession with me. Is learning how to play these beats and learning different beats and different timings and things like that, rudiments. And by the time I was in about 9th grade, all of the Tourette's, the Tourette symptoms basically went away, and I kind of channeled it all into my drumming. So like if you ever see me, all my friends will attest to this. If you were hanging out somewhere, you'll just see me like, drum a beat. That's basically I took all my crazy Tourette twitches and put it into that, and it looks a lot less crazy when I just like pound out a little beat on my legs or something or on the desk instead of twitching and making weird noises.
Right on.
So yeah, I started playing drums as a young, as a kid, and got a little bit better at it over the years. And I played drums in Strength for a Reason for a while.
All right.
Actually, I guess I was the first drummer of Strength for a Reason. I didn't start the band. They like wrote a bunch of songs with a different drummer, but then when they actually started playing shows, I was the drummer. So I didn't write the first handful of songs. But
right.
We wrote like a couple of demos together.
Keith James says he was.
What's up, Keith?
Yep.
My brother.
Yeah, they're coming out of the woodwork. All the Lehigh Valley crew, right?
Keith was in that picture with me there. Keith was our bass player.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, where's Keith? Put that picture back up. Let me see there. I want to give Keith the shout out.
Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me dig it back up.
Yeah, Keith was our first bass player. I was the first drummer. We had a dude, Jack. Jack is still a guitar player, and Big Carl's the singer. I'm trying to think if we had a second guitar player in the beginning. Keith, did we have a second guitar player? I can't remember.
There you go.
What do we got there? Oh yeah, that's right. So that was Eddie. Yeah, so Keith is all the way to the left of the picture. That's Keith. And Keith
says leave it down, Ella.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had fun, man. None of us really knew how to play instruments great, but we were, figuring it out. It's one of those things where like you're either gonna stick it out and get good at the thing, or or you're not. So
it was like I spoke about this. I remember I spoke to Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses about this, about how hardcore is like the porthole that a lot of people go through as artists. It's like it's the inviting porthole that you go through. So many people like Duff and like Moby and like all these guys came through the portal of hardcore, and then some kept at it, some got shook and veered off the road, but they all kind of go through the gate, the Stargate,
Yeah. No, there's I love that you can have like one foot in it.
Yeah.
And then still go explore something else. I love that about hardcore. So like that's what it promotes growth of the art. You know what I mean? I shout out Code Orange all the time, okay? Code Orange is some young PA hardcore kids, okay? If you listen to Code Orange, it doesn't sound like a typical hardcore band. But believe me, those are hardcore kids, and they love hardcore, and they know hardcore, and they live it, and they're doing they're doing it on such a high level as far as like the whole DIY approach, like the hardcore mentality. They're doing it on a level that most bands couldn't even fathom, and I mean that very literally. They're doing it on a level that most bands cannot even fathom.
It's exciting. It's exciting for guys like you and me when we see these new bands of teenagers and young kids. It's like, I love it, man.
Yeah. I love it because, but the best thing about it is that they still stay rooted in hardcore. They're very, very rooted in hardcore, and there still allows them to be real, to be you know, have their real life legit street cred, but still explore and be creative and do their own thing and put their own twist on it, you know?
There's your boy Joe James. I'm out and about in New York City, but just wanted to send love to one of my oldest buds. Jotham is awesome, stand-up guy through and through. Continued success with Wisdom and Chains in any endeavor you take on, brother.
Thank you, brother. I love you too, man.
That's cool, man. Hey, let me I got to shout out some sponsors. I got to do some sponsor stuff. And then let's come back and let's do album of the week with Sid the Kid.
Okay.
See you in a minute. All right, what's happening, boys and girls? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, The Texas Silver Rush, DTFM Vinyl Distro, The Organic Grill, and Your Core Hardcore fan page. Your Core Hardcore fan page. In the wake of the pandemic, Your Core Chris created Your Core fan page. Utilizing lessons learned from over 20 years of being an educator and social worker, he decided to try and reach where hardcore punk and the surrounding genre of bands create not only their music, but their message. The interviews are from a psychological perspective to harvest motivation, personal insight, and perspective. Please reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram if you have content to share, or if you want to promote your band, Your Core fan page. Shouting out, it's Sunday, shouting out Your Core Chris. Also, while we're at it, Debo and Lee up in New York Hardcore Comics. They opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo DePro and Lee Fairley combined their collections and obsessions for comic books, punk rock, toys, statues, the magic, the gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email at newyorkhardcorecomics@gmail.com. One more time, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. Also, I want to shout out my friends that just tuned into the show, all the gals from Women in the Pit, Lori Dawn, Daisha, everybody else. I know you guys were doing a Zoom thing with Nancy Burrill. I'm glad you came over here. I'm glad you're still a part of the show. I'd be heartbroken if you guys were gone. Hi, Lori. Wait, where's my Lori Dawn? Where's my Lori Dawn card? Boom, Lori Dawn. Lori Dawn Ceramics, right there. My gal, Lori Dawn. Thank you. What else? Hey, I want to remind you, as if you didn't already know, I'm assuming you know, there might be a couple of new people out there. If you want to support this show, if you can support this show is your support, is driven by your support. There is a Patreon page. Don't be a Patreon, join Patreon. I know I've said it many times. We do private shows. I post up never before seen footage. This is how you can support the show. This show needs your support. This is how it works. Please. There's also a PayPal if you want to make a one-time donation to the show. Don't just be a taker. Be a giver as well. Stone4124@AOL.com. Yes, we were talking about woolly mammoths and caves and clans. Yes, I still have an AOL address. There's a Patreon page as well. Please support the show. That's all I could say. You think I like to get up here and shuck and jive and hustle? I don't. But that's how this show survives. And I want to say I'm really grateful for everybody that does support the show. I want to shout out a couple new patrons: Trev Heiner, White Bread, Philip Oakey, Ty Zemberry, Darian Morgenthaler, Slimy Slim, Jessica Bard, and of course, a couple of PayPal contributions from Raymond Hogan and Mark Tolch. Thank you all very much. Like Kevin Haggerty says, there's a $2 tier, for fuck's sake. So there you go. Throw a few bucks in, you cheapskates. You know, I know you girls are plotting and scheming. Girls do that. Girls plot and scheme. Dudes are like, ugh. Anyway, I love you girls. So there you go. What else? I mentioned before about there's New York Hardcore Chronicles live merchandise. There's a link underneath. There's a Lancelot link underneath. I want to mention about the A7 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots compilation that's coming out. There is a shirt, girls shirt and sweatshirt that is available on that same site, on that Teespring site. So don't be scared. Go check it out. Check it out. We're going to, that said, I think we got it covered. Make sure everybody's behaving themselves. Vincent, what's up, bro? I hope you're well. The one thing I can do, support you, is to give you promotion. Well, we'll take it. Thank you, Vincent. Upstate Rick wants to shout out hot pizza and cold flan. It is Shout Out Sunday, so feel free. Go sell your members only jacket and give the money to Drew's. Absolutely. Will there be refrigerator magnets? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm making but there is the New York Hardcore Chronicles mug. That said, let's bring our guest back on. Let's keep it moving. Let me clear the deck a little bit here. La, 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 la. I'm so glad we had this time together. Anybody remember who that was? It's been a while since we've done show tunes. That's not a show tune, but anybody remember that? I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh. And who was that? I know who it is. Do you? All right, let's bring our guest back on. Mad Joe from Wisdom in Chains.
Yeah, now I need to know who that is.
Someone's going to post it.
Who is it?
Let's see. No, that wasn't Jimmy Durante. Yes, that was Carol Burnett. It was from the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, okay.
Remember Carol Burnett? She was funny, Carol Burnett.
She was a funny girl, man.
She was.
Really funny.
Yep. Hey, let's bring on our Sid the Kid, and let's do Album of the Week. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. By popular demand, you know him, you love him, DJ Sid the Kid.
The Kid.
What up, Drew? What up, Mad Joe? What's going on,
What's
guys?
up, Sid?
For those guys who were betting on me, you lost, so don't cash your check that fucking quick.
What are you wearing today? What is that, Cold as Life?
Fuck yeah, but I have to rock Detroit today, man. Come on now.
Listen, we all like we want the Madball shirt back.
Well, show me the money because shit ain't free. That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Okay, so let's all do Record of the Week together. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hold on. This is Album of the Week, Sid the Kid. So tell us about it, bro.
Wow, like I'm honestly surprised as you are that this album hasn't been talked about. Like how many shows now, Drew? Over 100. This album's never been talked about, but no time like the present to do it than now. Obviously, everybody, this is the first full length from New York's own H2O. This was released at Brielle Studios in New York from January 15th to 17th of 1996, and then obviously it came out later, I believe on June 25th of the same year. It was produced and mixed by the band themselves and Larry Buxbaum, and was released on Blackout Records. The record itself is a real tribute to the pioneers of New York hardcore itself. When you think about it, I mean, having random guests on the record, Dickie Barrett does guest vocals on one, and obviously, if you do have the record, even the CD, obviously that hidden track is on there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely give it a listen. Overall, from beginning to end, this is a very upbeat, energetic, really good album, great sing-alongs, just a powerful, musically, good record overall. And the lineup to this day is still there. They had great musicianship, and it still stands over 25 years later. And even on a side note, for the single, or if you want to call it a single, they did for Family Tree, that was filmed at CB's for they did 2 shows in one day, and it was sold out. They was only going to do 1 show, but the line still literally stretched around the block. They decided to do 2 shows, and even Rat Bones makes a cameo in that too.
Okay. Hey, Joe, does this resonate for you at all? Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, that was a game changer, man. The H2O demo and the first record were just so huge in my life, because what I was trying to do was something different. You know what I mean? I always wanted to do something that was different. And H2O sounded different in a way where, like, it's tribute to hardcore of the past, but it's so upbeat and positive. And instead of like approaching hardcore from this angry and hateful approach, it's probably, I think it's more difficult to approach it from a good attitude. It's probably a lot harder to approach angry sounding music with a good attitude. So they somehow managed to do that and started like a little blueprint that other bands could pick up on. So this was huge. Seeing them in the early days was huge for me. My first band, Feeble, I'll tell you a little story real quick.
Please.
My first band, Feeble, we got to play a couple shows with H2O. At Spanky's in Stroudsburg, and also at maybe Mantis Green in Wilkes-Barre. But I didn't know how to go on tour. I had no idea. How do you go on tour? How does it happen? So I like to take the bull by the horn sometimes, I brought our demo to Rusty, and I said, after we played with them, I said, hi. I was like real nervous, and I said, like, hello, Mr. Rusty Pistachio. My name is Jotham, and this is my demo of my band, and I would really like to go on tour with you. And I just gave him a demo. So, Rusty still has that demo. He just sent me a picture of it a few weeks ago. He still has the demo. We did many tours with H2O, not with people, but with Wisdom in Chains. We did a ton of stuff with H2O, played a ton of shows with them, and it's so cool that like 5-year plan, like they had a bigger plan than a 5-year plan, and they're still doing it, and they're still great dudes, and they're still great people. And,
DJ Pappas actually took that photo in Toby's old apartment on 6th Street too. I actually remember. I wasn't there for the shoot, but I remember what the apartment looked like. So I just forgot to mention that too within this the back of the album cover.
That's so cool. Yeah, like he could have very easily just said, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, kid." But he was very cool and gracious, and he took the demo and he listened to it, and he actually called Evan about going on tour a few weeks after that. We never ended up doing that, but I just thought it was cool that somebody that we looked up to musically was so nice to us, and still is continually nice to us. They all are. They're all very helpful, great dudes. And
listen, one thing that's what counts in this world, man, is being gracious and having the time, for others. And, I do the best I can as well. It's those things that are important, man. I think,
Yeah, I agree. And it was a great lesson learned in how to treat people. You know what I mean? Especially when you're in a position like they were at that time, or like I have been fortunate to be afterwards, where there's people who are looking up to you or looking to you to kind of give them a leg up if I had the opportunity. So like there's times where it's a lesson in patience and and grace, I suppose, to try to be kind to someone who's trying to tell you a story or trying to talk to you or trying to whatever, just have a moment. And you have to just kind of step outside yourself and just be humble and let, open yourself up to what other people are telling you, because you'll make a lot of good friends that way, and you'll hear a lot of good stories, and you open the world up that way instead of shutting it off. So shout out to Rusty, shout out to Toby, Todd, everybody. I really love that band, and they helped us out just above and beyond what anyone would ever expect as far as Wisdom Chains.
You know what I have here? Wait, actually, I'm glad I saved this. I know we talked about this before, but this is Persistence Tour 2015, and I see you were out with them on that as well.
Yeah. That was 2015. Another great lineup, another great year, and a lot of fun. And that was another one of those moments where you get to be constantly surrounded by people who are good musical influences, right? And then also good people in general. So spending a few weeks on a bus with H2O is awesome. There's other bands that it's not fun spending weeks on tour with certain bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they don't get along with each other within their unit.
Yeah.
But with H2O, it's just always been a pleasure, and they're always like, they really love each other like a family, and it like spills over to whoever's around them.
Absolutely. Sid, thank you very much, Sid. We missed you last week. Anything anybody want to shout out, Sid?
Actually, believe it or not, I wanted to give a shout out to my own band. It's not like a shameless plug or anything. I want to give them like the biggest props for being patient with me, dealing with what's going on. And surprisingly enough, we were talking the last couple of weeks, and finally, knock on wood for this one, we're finally going to go into the studio to record. We have 6 songs already done, like just waiting to get done. Spoke to a couple of people in Jersey that we're going to lay this all out, and hopefully by the summer, it should get released, maybe even sooner than that. So I'm looking forward to it. I even have a special guest helping us out with the recording. So I'm beyond psyched. It only took 4 freaking years for it to happen. But hey, when it's your baby, you want to make sure it's done right, And
all right.
Hey, I'm done.
All right. The buzzer just rang. All right, Sid, thank you for all you do, bro.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys, and cheers, everybody.
Talk to you soon. Well, there you have it, DJ Sid. DJ Sid, the kid who could, he could take it. I like that about Sid. Sid can take it, man. So
yeah, Sid's great, man.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Wisdom in Chains and how that came to be. What were the origins of it, and how did Wisdom in Chains come to be?
So we like you ran through a list of bands that I was in prior to Wisdom in Chains.
Well, we didn't mention. We didn't mention. We don't need to get into it, but you played in Mushmouth and you played in Out to Win as well.
Yeah. So I played in so many bands, and there was so many projects. And when you're young and you think that you have unlimited time, you just want to do everything and say yes to everything. I still have that problem now. Say yes to everything. And it became apparent that it's better to focus on less and do it better than it is to just have more entities. Just focus on the one and just do that one to the fullest, So Crutch was ending, Box Cutter was ending, Mushmouth was ending. There was people like moving away from home, and there was, whatever, lineup shakeups and things like that. So we were kind of in a spot trying to figure out what to do. So we had done this side project in 2001, okay, called Wisdom in Chains. And it was with our friend Martin from Holland, from the Netherlands. And he basically wrote a record in flew over to the U.S. to record it with us. He sent me the demo tracks. I wrote a bunch of lyrics, and Richie wrote maybe 1 or 2 songs also. And we went to the studio, recorded it, released it on Gang Style Records in 2001, and then that was it. We never spoke of it again until the other bands were ending, and we were trying to figure out our next move. And we decided at that time it was better to have one band and try to grow one thing really well, as opposed to like doing a bunch of other things. So we resurrected this side project that was Wisdom in Chains, and just started trying to develop a sound, develop a style that sounded like us.
And you write all your own lyrics?
Yeah.
You write some great lyrics, bro.
Thank you.
You really do. You know, I was you know, kind of going through the catalog today and listening to a lot of stuff, and really, you're a great lyricist.
Thank you. See, like, I had been writing lyrics for years before that, but not in the way, like in Wisdom in Chains, I decided to take a chance, sort of, you know what I mean? And it just kind of get a little vulnerable, you know, with lyrics and see if it connects with people. And it did. So it definitely taught me a lesson about like connecting with an audience, is that you could do the easy way, you know what I mean? Just be mad all the time and be, just be mad, talk about hate constantly, talk about
You fucking stabbed me in the back.
Yeah.
I trusted you. You stabbed me in the back.
Yeah. I'm sure I have a few. I'm sure I have quite a few songs like that in my catalog somewhere, but which is like, that's like a real emotion too. But that's not every day, all day. That doesn't define anyone. If there's like, singing those lyrics is like, that's not all day that singer is walking around like, oh God, I can't believe he stabbed me in the back like that. Oh, like, just angry constantly. That's a psycho. So I try to get a little more real, current of talk about what's going on in my actual life or my actual vulnerability. And it works. It works.
Hey, I got called out. Those are some Biohazard lyrics I just quoted. I entrusted you and you stabbed me in the back. All right. I love Biohazard. Listen, case in point, I was going through the catalog today and I came across the video Ghost of Buddy, which was like, wow, this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
That was just a real thing, man. Like I wrote a song about when I found Buddy. That was my dog, and I wrote a song when I found him, and then I wrote a song when he passed away. So that's two real things that are, it seems like kind of silly or whatever, but I mean, those are real tears I cried. You know what I mean?
I was thinking, I watched a couple of videos today, and I was thinking, this friggin' guy could sing about going to the store for a pack of cigarettes, and it would sound great.
Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke cigarettes.
Hey, at what point did you feel that like Wisdom in Chains was breaking through? That like real progress was being made? Would it be like Class War or Everything You Know? Like, at what point did you feel like, wow, we're really getting some traction here?
It's funny because like it almost like never really feels like that. Like even like now, like I know we've been lucky enough to do a lot of things, and a lot of the time it feels like luck. You know what I mean? I remember what point we had our first really good show. I remember that. We played a show in Nanticoke, Pennsylvania.
Where?
Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. It's up north of us, maybe like an hour north of us.
Uh-huh.
And we played a show in Nanticoke, and we had this really great reaction. It was the first time that the crowd was singing along to us, and we
Right.
always kind of were the band that nobody knows what to do because
Right.
we're playing shows with like metalcore bands and real heavy bands that sounded like Hatebreed, or just I don't know. We just always sounded like nobody knew what to do while we were playing. You can't like kill each other, mosh to Wisdom and Change. It's not that kind of music. So
Right.
it took a while for the audience to kind of adjust to what we were doing. But
Yeah.
once they did, you know, I realized like, okay, yeah, there's a place for us in this scene. You know what I mean? We're kind of making our own place, and it started to work. So I remember that very vividly, having like good shows at last, like playing a lot of shows that had a lot of people at it that were just like looking at us, scratching their heads, not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
And then it started to slowly turn. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's certain milestones. Since the beginning, my number one goal was to play a show with Sick of It All. Just one show. It's all I wanted to do. When I first started that on the way home from that first show with Sick of It All, I just wanted to play a show with them. I wanted to feel like I am doing what they just did for me. You know what I mean? So we've been lucky enough to do a lot of tours with Sick of It All and become friends with those guys through the years. And yeah, I mean that was probably the biggest crowd we ever played in front of right there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That looks like, let me guess, just looking at it. Oh, God, yeah. I was going to say Donington, but they don't do Donington anymore, right?
No, that's South America. That's Medellin.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Medellin. Or Medellin, as I call it. Medellin.
Wow.
And that was the biggest crowd we ever played in front of. And
you could see the joy on your faces, man.
Yeah, that was probably more relief. Relief that we didn't completely blow it. Nah. That was crazy. And it's like, you know, you get to do these things with your friends, your old friends, and it's there's moments where it's just surreal. You're like, you can't believe this is happening. So like I'm sitting there on that stage with Evan, who's like, you know, he's my old friend. He's of all the people that I would consider my friends, he's literally my oldest friend. I've known Evan since I was 6, maybe.
That's awesome.
You know, so he's my old friend. I started hanging out with Richie when I was probably like 17. You know, same with Chris, and then Luke came along later, but he's just immediately like a little brother to us. You know what I mean? He's like a little big brother.
I gotta ask you. This is on my to ask list. What is it like having this dude in your band?
It's the best, man. Like I'm telling you, if you could bottle up, if you could put hardcore in a bottle, it's Luke Rhoda. If you could put a dictionary definition and put a picture of what hardcore is in a it's Luke Rhoda, man. I'm telling you, that dude is all heart. He's a phenomenal drummer. He's such a good drummer, and his heart is like, it's like they don't make him like that every day, man. He's a rare human, and I fucking love him.
Yeah, and he embodies the spirit of hardcore, and man, he's a hard hitter, man. That dude,
hard. He plays
talk about Armand and Danny Schuler from Biohazard. I put him in the same pack there. These are hard hitters, man.
He hits really hard, man, and he's like, he plays every show like it's the last show he's ever gonna get to play. So just go balls to the wall, and he does it night after night after night. He's really incredible. He's an incredible human, like a great person. And an awesome drummer, and we're really lucky to have him in our band.
Hey, I want to shout out cousin Joe's watching the show. We love you, bro.
What up, Joe?
What up, Joe? And you're welcome, yo. You better come on the show. You're gonna break my heart, Joe. You know, I was thinking like with like Luke joining your band, like it's like kind of. I know you guys are Pennsylvania guys. How did he get in the mix?
So we did a tour with Stigma band or Stigma, you know, and me and my shout out to my old bass player, Big Show, Greg Larson. Me and Greg were watching Luke every night. I remember the first night. The first show was at Crocodile Rock in Allentown, and me and Biggie are watching Luke play, and Luke did this thing that we like to like break down certain players. Me and Big Show would like watch and analyze people's like
That's cool.
And
That's awesome.
Luke was doing this thing that was.
Hey, here he is. There's your boy.
Who's he got there? Stigma.
No,
he's the
Greg
best,
Big
man.
Show.
Oh, Biggie, what's up, Biggie? I love Biggie. So me and Biggie were watching Luke play, and Luke did this thing that was like undetected by probably 99% of the audience, but he hit the floor tom and the snare at the same time during a regular like beat during the song like this. He was just like like that, and it was barely detectable, but the fact that he did it speaks volumes about him as a drummer.
Yeah.
He is approaching drums from its pure feel. It's all feel and heart, and like it's nothing but feeling. And me and Big Show saw that, and we were like, yo, this dude is the shit, man.
Yo, I also noticed about his drumming, like he ain't cheating. You know what I mean?
No,
yeah,
never.
dude's
Never.
not cheating at all, bro.
Never. And he would be insulted if you even asked him to.
Yeah.
He would. So we literally fell in love with him as a drummer on that tour. And then our drummer happened to be quitting maybe a couple albums later, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first dude I thought of. He was literally the first guy I thought of. He had actually filled in a couple shows that our drummer couldn't do. And so we knew he could play the stuff. And we knew, you know, you don't really know what it's going to be like writing with a person. That's like a different animal, you know what I mean? Like being able to write music. But we knew that he could play the stuff really well. And so there was nobody else in my mind that I would want to be the drummer besides Luke, you know.
When I think about Wisdom in Chains, of course I think about you, and I think about this guy as well. And this is your right-hand man, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your relationship.
So Richie is he's one of those guys that just will outwork anybody, man. Like nobody can like do as much stuff in a day as Richie can do, and like keep it organized and keep it together, and like, you know, hit all of the marks he's supposed to hit throughout a day. Richie's incredible, man. So Rich, he's amazing riff writer in my opinion. I think he's an incredible riff writer, great song arranger. You know, he's really good at like recognizing, this song is missing a part that's similar to this, like, you know, like putting like the right stuff in the right spot, you know.
Sure.
And he's just amazing, man. And you know, Wisdom in Chains wouldn't be anything without Richie. It really wouldn't.
Also, you know, while we're here, I know you mentioned it before, you know, going through a couple of the pictures here. I know you've toured with these guys and this guy in particular.
Yeah, Vinny. Vinny is incredible, man. He's just like, what can you say about the guy? He's amazing, man. He's amazing. He's just so like in the moment all the time. He's so right in that moment of whatever's going down. Boom, we're doing this today. You know what I mean? On Persistence tour, there's a video. I wish I could just like give you a link to it right at this moment. There's a video of Vinny crowd surfing. How old is Vinny?
62 now, 63.
There's a video of him crowd surfing with a guitar. And he just jumped out there. Like, no, he didn't do it any other night of the tour. He just like one night he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And he fucking jumps into the crowd with his guitar. And he's amazing, man. Like he's living.
Actually, I beg to differ. Stigma, I think, is 64, not the Paulie wins card. Yeah.
I think that sounds right. That sounds more correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just he's just such an amazing guy, man, and like a true like legend of the game and a true like live in the moment person who's just like, I feel like doing this, I'm gonna go do this. And it's a rare thing. It's rare that people like that actually end up successful at things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're in the moment enough to do whatever you feel like doing, but also focused enough to be agnostic front is what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible, man. And you know, anybody who gets to spend time with him it says the same thing. He's magnetic, man.
Well, that story's been told in The Godfathers of Hardcore, the Agnostic Front film, which is, you know, really about the relationship, you know, the lifelong relationship between Roger and Vinny. It's really documented in that film. It's a really great film by Ian McFarland. Let me do a little sponsor shout out and a couple other things, and we'll come back and we'll take some questions from around the world.
Okay, man.
All right, there you go. You know what this is. You know why we are here. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, The Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, Your Core Hardcore fan page, and DTFM Vinyl Distro. The DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music, not above ground, underground. Punk, ska, hardcore metal, and more. Located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's Industrial District, shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is death to false metal. How about our friend Vlad at Organic Grill? It's a vegan restaurant located in East Village of New York City at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. This year, they're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Actually, they're open at 25% capacity here in New York City, like all the restaurants are, and hopefully we are well on our way to being 50% capacity, and hopefully we're not too far off from the bars and music venues opening at least 25% capacity. Let's get that going. Also, the Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rolle, Ringo Starr, and of course, the mighty Agnostic Front. During this current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Also, want to mention a couple of shows that are coming up. First time you're hearing this, unless you're a patron, if you're on the friggin' Patreon page, you know this already. But this is a brand new show, first public announcement. Sunday, March 25th. Yes, honored, stoked on this one. Another guy that does not do interviews, but is willing to come and talk to us on the show. This is super cool. John Jesse. From Nausea and Thorn and Morning Glory. He is an incredible artist. Very excited about this one. Nausea was an influential New York band. This is going to be a great one. So we got We got Nausea, John Jesse coming up Sunday, March 28th. Also, want to mention the next bunch of shows. A week from today, we did already mention that Chris D is coming on. That's a week from today. There is no Wednesday show this week, but here comes a couple of the bangers. The next 6 shows. Wednesday, March 3rd. We return on Wednesday with Joey Z. Then these are the March shows. Then March 7th, we have Kurt Vanderhoof from the Lude and Metal Church. March 10th, another Wednesday show. Evan B. Stone, my brother, cinematographer, Expedition Unknown, Naked and Afraid, Finding Bigfoot. Me and him did a lot of music videos together. He was one of the cameramen on Biohazard Shades of Grey. As a teenager, I dragged him to see the Misfits and Minor Threat and to the A7. So we got my brother coming on Sunday, March 14th. Mike Gitter, A&R guy. Of course, then after that, March 21st is the return of Jimmy G. And then Sunday, March 28th is John Jesse. There is going to be another Wednesday show in there. We're talking about putting something together to celebrate the release of this compilation, which is the Coney Island compilation. I got to ask Joe about this when he comes back on, about Coney Island. I'm sure that he has played there. This is a benefit for Coney Island, which is really kind of like the CBGBs of Leipzig, Germany. A lot of incredible bands on there, including Sick of It All, Youth of Today, Vision, SFA, Gray Area, Comeback Kid, and of course, Antidote NYHC, which is the band that I sing for. We're psyched to be a part of that. So that's the Strength Through Unity Coney Island Benefit Compilation. Leipzig, Germany represent. We're going to do a show. We're going to bring on a bunch of bands, a bunch of people that are a part of this. So that's probably going to be a Wednesday show in that's happening in March. That said, let's bring our guests back on. Any questions that you have, don't be shy. Let them fly. We also have a super chat. If you want to kick in a couple of bucks, the super chat thing will put you right at the front of the line. And those I miss a couple of them. Believe it or not, when I do this show, not only am I talking to you, but I'm also reading simultaneously what's going on in the chat room and peripherally getting the pictures together and putting up all this kind of stuff, at the same time. So keep in mind that I am a magician, not a wizard. That said, let's bring on Mad Joe. Please repost your questions. Let's talk to Joe. Let's see what's going on with him. All right, bro.
I love watching you do your thing, man.
Sometimes I have a real good feeling about it. Like, when like today, I had a good feeling about today's show. I just did, man. I'm really happy that you're on here and we're having a good time with it. Hey, have you ever played this place, Coney Island in Leipzig, Germany?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played there a few times.
Yeah.
I always think it's funny when they say like the CBGBs of somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so funny to me. It's like the CBGBs of something else. It's
the CBGBs of Leipzig, Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get down here. All right. Let's start with you know what? Let's do this one. Being that we just had our friend cousin Joe on. This comes from Dino Skino. No, you're the man, Drew. Great job. Thanks, bro.
Great question.
Wrong one. From West, but I appreciate it. Wes Godden, saw you at Black and Blue. It was great. Any thoughts?
Which Black and Blue?
Because you played a couple of them, right?
Because the one was very good, and then the other one I have my own critiques of myself. You know what I mean? I had an issue a few years back where I literally lost my voice. Like I had throat problems and not nodes in my throat, so I was having a very difficult time singing. And So
Wow.
the last Black and Blue Bowl that we played, I didn't feel like I was 100%, but I got good feedback from other people, and I appreciate you. If you thought it was great, that's great. I'm glad I was able to trick you.
Here's a listen. That's what it's all about. A lot of times, right? When you're, you get up there, you do it, and you feel like it wasn't great, but people are like, "Yo, you changed my life." I mean, that's
Yeah.
you
I don't
know,
want them to hear the version that I do like and be like, he don't sound the same.
yeah, right. Here's a question from our resident historian Chucky Bound from Crazy Eddie. He says, "Is the Wisdom and Chain song Chasing the Dragon based on your first hardcore show when you went to see Sick of It All at City Gardens? I believe you wanted a former band writing back from that show."
That's documentation of that show. So that's what, a little double entendre, Chasing the Dragon, because I just always, that was all I wanted to do was just I wanted to share a stage with Sick of It All, because that would have been like that full circle moment. And now, you know what I mean? Like, this is where I started. I went through this crazy journey, and then we met up at the end. So I don't think I'm at the end, but, a full circle moment happened, years back. But yes,
Right on.
yes, Chucky, that's what that's about. Yep.
Fantastic. Upstate Rick, want to shout out Upstate Rick, man. Love him. He loves your band, bro. And
Cool, thank you.
yeah, Upstate Rick is. I hope you're well, Rick, man. A big supporter of this show. One of the first people that really put his support, on the show. He says, "What's up, Joe? I love your lyrics. Have you ever taken any writing classes or workshops to work on your lyrics?"
No, I have not. I grew up in a very religious house, very strict religious house. So I had to practice writing and public speaking since I was a little kid, and I got pretty comfortable with it as a kid, being in front of an audience, and also writing, just being wordy on paper and trying to like use a bigger vocabulary and things like that. And then it kind of sunk into me that it's not so much the vocabulary that touches people as it is the melody that you put to the words, and the cadence.
Yeah.
And just being relatable. So I figured out a few things over the years of how to accomplish that. And but no, I never took any writing classes or workshops. That's an interesting idea, though.
I think that plays into what I said before, is that this guy could sing about going to get a pack of cigarettes at the store and it would sound great. I think it's because a part of it makes sense, is that you really pay attention to your cadence and the melodies of what you're saying, of what you're singing, and it comes across.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, Rick.
Here's one from Dirk. Says, "How did the collaboration with rapper Slain for the song Top of the World come about?"
I met Slain at maybe the first Black and Blue Bowl we played. No. We played, I can't remember how many. I think we played 3 Black and Blue Bowls so far. But I met Slain at one of those, and we just started talking, mutual respect for each other's, music. And one of those things, like, if we ever get a chance to work together, we should do it. And so we just did it, It's really not a great story about it. It's just I admired him, he admired our band, and we made it happen.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
From Ram Ramirez, the song "Better Than I Was" made a huge impact. I listened to it through tough times. What was behind it when writing the song?
That song is very specifically about a friend who was going through some very hard emotional times. Mental health is like definitely talked about a lot, I think, since the beginning of hardcore, but not really in a practical way. I think it's talked about in a almost comical way or a, self-deprecating way, but not really in a practical way or in a cataloging the journey of somebody that's going through a depression or going through a downspin. So watching a friend go through it and come out the other end and just be real honest about what it was like and what it takes to pull yourself out of something like that. That's what that song is about. So, I went through my own downturn after writing that song, where that song was about somebody else, and then going through tough times myself and having to figure out what I'm made of and how to pull myself up out of a depression. It's funny because the song, I wrote it, but it still sounds different to me now than I remember writing it. You know what I mean? It's weird how that happens. I wrote the words about a specific thing, and now when I sing it or read it to read the lyrics back to myself, it feels different now. You know what I mean?
Music. I think songs have their own life, and songs. I think songs. They have their own. Their own. You breathe. Something that you could be sick of a couple years later could have have a whole new meaning, and that's one of the beauties of music, man, is that you can revisit things. I can revisit the Jimi Hendrix catalog once a year and just love it and enjoy it and see it from different angle,
Hearing from people and knowing that it helps people is the greatest compliment that I can get. You know what I mean? Is that it touched somebody. So I really appreciate hearing things like that. That's awesome.
And like I said, you're a great lyricist. You write great stuff, and I think that's out there. I think that's common knowledge that Wisdom in Chains. Lyrically, you write great stuff. You're on a positive tip, and you take chances with your lyrics, man, and that's cool.
Thank you.
Here's another one from our resident historian, Chucky Brown. Killing Time has a track called Wisdom. Did Wisdom in Chains get their band name from the lyrics to that track?
100%. Absolutely. Yes.
Is that right?
Wisdom in Chains, Unlocked Too Late. That's right, man. That was one of those early tapes that I got, actually. With Killing Time was one of my favorite bands too. From that early group of tapes that I got from my friend Jason Abbott. Right. Shout out to Rap Boy. Shout out to Chad Pfeiffer. Chad Pfeiffer gave me another stack of tapes. He gave me a lot of tapes of more modern stuff or more trendy stuff at the time when he gave it to me. But it all goes in the pot, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all gets mixed up in the pot. So yeah. Killing Time, huge influence on me as a young hardcore kid.
Awesome. Where did I see? I saw a good one here. Oh, here we go. How psyched were you when you got to put out a split 7-inch with Madball?
That shit is it's not even it doesn't even seem real. It's such a dream come true. That was another one. I remember the first time I heard Madball, and that moment, me and Tobin driving in his Volkswagen Jetta we just bought, set it off because we read it in the liner notes of somebody else's demo. Shout out to Madball. So we were like, oh, let's go get that band Madball. So we went to the Main Street Jukebox, bought the Madball, set it off, and just went and listened to it. And we're immediately like, whoa, what? This is crazy. It was the coolest shit we ever heard. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where the bar just got set again. Now this is the coolest shit out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, being able to play shows with them is a gift. Going on tour with them is a gift. Being able to put a split 7-inch out is I don't even know. That's just so surreal and crazy. That's another band that from the beginning of our dealings with them have been gracious is the word. It's grace. You know what I mean? True professionals and just the most hospitable, gracious band. They're amazing people.
Didn't Freddie manage you guys for a while?
Freddie did. I think Freddie is he's another one of those guys who just he has such a motor on him. He's so like driven and always like working, doing things.
He's got a great work ethic handed down to him from his brother.
Yeah, for sure. So working, just being, it was a gift to us just being able to see him operate, see how he moves. You know what I mean? And he helped us a lot, man. He really helped our band a lot, and he still does. It's like I'm always like stunned at how people will like go out of their way to kind of give us a hand sometimes. You know what I mean? When I don't know why, it's undeserved kindness.
You know what it is? You know what it is, bro? I hate to bring it up, but it's do good things and good things will come to you, man. You know, it's kind of like our theme here on the show. It's like do good things and good things will come to you. Do bad shit and bad shit will come to you. You know?
Yeah.
This is a good one, bro. This is a good one. Doubt you remember a couple years back coming back from South America through JFK Airport Customs. A JFK Customs officer said he was a huge fan. You look shocked. That was me.
Mike, I appreciate it, man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Main Street Jukebox. That was a record store?
It still is.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's at a really amazing record store.
Where's that?
In Stroudsburg. It's right on Main Street in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's one of those old school record stores with like the old school mentality. They got stacks of vinyl. Like stacks, tons, literally tons of vinyl. And collectibles and just all kinds of cool shit. It's a really great place. We've been friends with the owner Tom for years. Tom was a supporter of literally like our Feeble. We would bring a stack of demos, and Tom would buy, a stack of 5 or 6 or 10 demos, whatever we had, all the way up to today. He still carries all our stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's awesome that places like that kind of survived the purge. You know,
right.
so many record stores. Like I remember a couple years ago, a while back. You might find this hard to believe that I was living in Vermont for a couple years when I was married and raising a kid, and I was up in Vermont, and it was a very small town, and there was a little record store there, and we would drive behind the store, and there would be stacks and stacks of boxes of records that they were throwing out. This is like when records were just, it's never going to come back. And my wife at the time, who's an artist, still is an artist, and some of you may know her, Christine Cambria. We would grab records and she would paint her art on the records. So my kid grew up sort of like, these are things that mommy makes art on, And I remember saying to him, no, this is before this, there was a CD. Before the CD, there was a record. Before the record, there was radio, But I remember the era when records were worthless and people were just throwing them out. There were boxes. I used to look at these and just be like I'd be in awe of the stuff, like stuff that I grew up with that I loved. Garbage.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep. And now they just always stayed true to that. Like, let's just keep selling vinyl. We'll carry CDs. People want CDs, so we'll carry CDs. They want tapes. We'll carry, whatever the thing was, we'll carry it. But let's always keep rooted to like the true thing. The reason they got into opening a record store was to sell the vinyl records, you know. So they still sell tons of. They have way more vinyl than anything else now. If you go in the store, man. I was in there a couple of days ago, and they have way more vinyl than anything else.
I got to ask this one from Michelle Minona. This has come up a couple times. I want to keep everybody happy. Didn't you almost start a pro-union oi band with Lenny from Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah, almost, but almost in the sense that we talked about it a lot. He sent me a few riffs that he had written, and it was another one of those things where I think that oh, there we go. Look at Lenny. Yeah. What's up, Lenny? So yeah, we never got beyond the riff writing stage, but it was a cool idea. Just a matter of how much time you have on your hands to do a project. You know what I mean? I think that was the downfall of me and Lenny's band.
I think we talk about that a lot. Less is more, you know. And I mean, that's sort of my theme. It's like I get pummeled with opportunities to do a lot of stuff, especially since the show has really thankfully found the worldwide audience. And I'm a firm believer in less is more. I'd rather do a couple things really great than a whole bunch of stuff sort of half-assed, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely a better mentality. It's a lesson that I'm still learning, continually, is to try to focus, you know what I mean? To try to trim everything down and focus, you know what I mean? Narrow your vision just a little bit. It's nice to have a big vision too. It is. Yeah. It has its place, but if you're creating something that's meaningful and long lasting, it's best to really focus on it. You know.
I think we're kind of circling back here, but Joe, what made you go from carpentry to a realtor?
It was just some health things. Basically, I was having some health issues, and also just a matter of time management. That was very important in that decision, was how many hours you actually have in a day. And when I was in the Carpenters Union, I spent a lot of time just driving to work and then driving back to Pennsylvania from New York City. It's just like, you drove into New York to work? Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, in travel time, you're looking at 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day. Yeah. Just like in a car or on a train or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, or a bus. So time management played a big part in it for sure,
And real estate is a cool thing, man. There's a lot of people in the hardcore family these days are in real estate. Warren Lee, our boy Warren Lee from Pitchfork, is in that game. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I met a lot of people who do real estate. Also, our drummer's brother, Luke Rhoda's brother, John, does in the city. So anybody in New York needs a realtor, look up John Rhoda.
Right.
John Rhoda, he works for Keller Williams. He's the best.
Cool. Hey, let me bring on my guys and let's see what they got. I know it's a Sunday. We're not in a big rush, but we're heading down the home stretch. Steven Messina, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, Steve?
What's up, buddy? You got anything for Joe?
I gotta say, the most recent "Nothing in Nature Respects Weakness" is got to be one of my favorite hardcore records of like the last 10 years or so. I think it's the best. I think you guys raised the bar for yourself. Whatever the chemistry in the band, it reached a new level. I think that record is just tremendous.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I love the opening line. I believe it's something like a fish with his mouth closed doesn't get caught.
Yeah.
I love that line. And
that's I can't take credit for that. That's either a Luke Rhoda line or a Richie line. Yeah, I can't take credit for that one.
Oh, it's so good. That record is so. In fact, Nikki Bullets from Car Bomb Parade and I have been talking lately. He's been on like a Wisdom in Chains like rampage all week long, And he's called me up and he's been saying like, oh my God, like the songwriting and everything. And you really, like, I've seen you guys over the years so many times. And I could think of like I guess it was like 4 years ago, it was you guys, Madball and Brick by Brick was just like a tremendous tour. You came out over here on Long Island to a place called Revolution.
Okay,
and,
yeah, I remember that.
Which is now a church, by the way. It didn't survive
Really?
COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Revolution's a church now?
Yeah, it didn't survive the COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just I got no questions. I'm just enjoying everything, and I just really like from the get-go, like from We're Not Helping and Fighting in the Streets which were the first things I heard from you. Just like you write hardcore songs, but you have these giant hooks that come with them, and that would make them so that what really makes them so classic, you know.
Thank you, man. I've tried my best to improve always. I don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again, and I try to just keep getting better at what I do. And so getting a little validation makes me feel good about it, So thank you. I really appreciate it, man.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Steven. Love you, bro.
See you guys.
There you go. Here's one from Richie Mancuso. Who is faster, Mad Joe or Luke? And have they ever raced in a European McDonald's drive-thru? What's up with that? That seems to be popping up a couple of times in the chat room. What's that all about?
So, Luke is the youngest guy in the band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the second youngest guy in the band.
Oh, you guys literally had a foot race?
Oh, we've had many foot races. We've had many foot races.
Oh, that's funny.
And they're all videoed. There's always proof because sometimes I just get really dumb confident, and I'm like, I could beat him in a race. Like I just feel fast all of a sudden. So Luke, believe it or not, he was a point guard when he was a little kid, and he's really, really fast, man. And he's got these feet. His feet are like that, He's got these tiny little feet that just allow him to. My feet are huge, and they don't let me run very fast. But he's got these little fast feet. So yeah, we did. We actually raced through a McDonald's drive-through one time in Europe on tour. I think that was maybe our third race of the night. Actually, that was the final race.
Yo, I bet that dude has mad stamina, bro, from sitting back there.
Oh man, he is so fast. I still haven't beat him, but I will race him all the time. He beat me every time, but I'll still.
And I'm
race
sure
him.
he beat you after a whole night of drinking and playing drums. He could still beat you, right?
Yeah, totally.
That's
his favorite thing to like put in my face is like I train Jiu Jitsu, and one time he said you can't get me down in 30 seconds.
I could just hear him saying it too.
Yeah, he said you can't get me down in 30 seconds.
You can't get me down in. I can just hear it.
So everybody, this is in Europe. I think this was at Oberhausen, which on the Persistence Tour is the biggest show of the Persistence Tour.
Right.
It's maybe like 3,000 people, or maybe more than that. It's a big, really big venue, and so everybody backstage basically formed a human circle, a human octagon or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And me and Luke were in the middle, and I tried to get Luke down in 30 seconds, and I couldn't get him down. And so he still likes to bring that up, put that in my face. I couldn't get him down in 30 seconds.
That's great. Let's do a last one here from Chucky Brown again. On the 2015 Wisdom in Chains album, The God Rhythm, there was a track called Joy Ramone. I believe the band U2 also wrote a track about Joy Ramone around that time as well. The Wisdom in Chains track is way better.
Thank you, Chucky. Yeah, man. Joey is like a hero. You know what I mean? He's another one of those like bigger than life characters where just absolute like monster on the vocals. He's just so powerful, and I just watched. I do this frequently, but I will watch an entire live set of Ramones.
Is that right?
I do it all the time, and I just did it like I don't know, a week ago, maybe. I don't know. I just watched a live set of Ramones, and I was just like, he literally just blows me away. Just his presence, his stage presence is so minimalist,
Yeah.
but so huge at the same time. It's so like minimal, and he's just not really putting a ton of effort into like the actual movement and energy, but somehow it feels like he's going a million miles an hour. And he's just amazing, man. So I actually met him one time, and he like patted me on the head like a little kid. Like he's like, "Hey, kid, nice to meet you." And he patted me, and I shook his hand, and that was like, that was one of those moments where I'm like, wow, that's really Joey Ramone. Holy shit,
Yeah, I used to see them out and about in New York quite a bit. They were quite a dysfunctional crew. That story you just said reminded me another band that was like that to me that I saw earlier. It was Alice in Chains. I saw Alice in Chains play early on, and they just stood there. They didn't move, but I couldn't keep my eyes off them.
Yeah. So I had this discussion not too long ago also about the exact same thing.
Is that right?
So,
that's cool.
I don't know if you saw the new Alice in Chains singer with the band.
Yeah, Adam, right?
He's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great.
Phenomenal.
Great.
He's great. His stage presence is just out of this world. Total night and day from Lane Staley. Complete night and day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But just great in his own right. But what he has, he doesn't have the thing where you can stand still. Lane, I guess that's like a gift that Lane Staley has, where he can just basically stand there and do nothing and still somehow come off as cool.
I couldn't take my eyes off him.
That's really hard to pull off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I can't do that.
You know where I saw Alice in Chains? Now that I think about it, I saw them in Pennsylvania on the I guess it was Lollapalooza some year in Pennsylvania. There was this place where they used to do I saw the Allman Brothers there. It was like a big field. I forgot what the name of it was. They had they have the medieval battles there. What the fuck is the name of that place in Pennsylvania? We traveled from New York to go there.
It was close to me, like in Allentown?
Yeah.
Maybe like Allentown Fairgrounds?
No. It was maybe somebody out there who knows. It was like, and the reason they don't do shows there anymore is because there was one road going into it, and like they couldn't do concerts there anymore. It was like with one road, when there'd be hours and hours of traffic after the show trying to get out of the place.
Was it in Wilkes-Barre, maybe? They used to do one up in Wilkes-Barre. They did some Warped Tours or Lollapaloozas up there. At Montage Mountain, maybe?
That doesn't ring a bell either. We'll see. Maybe someone will pick up on it. But yeah, so there you go. But yeah. So, all right. Well, listen, thank you so much. That was great. Loved having you.
Yeah, thank you, man. This was fun.
Is there anybody you want to shout out?
Oh man, so shout out to Dixon Flannels. Dixon Flannels always hooks us up. Shout out to Dead Sled Coffee. They made a really great Wisdom in Chains roast in collaboration with Luke Rhoda. It's delicious. I'm not just saying that because my face is on it. It really is delicious. What else? Oh, so Richie, Luke, and Evan are working on a project right now called Z9. It's called Z9, a new band project. And it's really dope. They just recorded drums last weekend. So follow Z9 on Instagram. That's it's going to be really cool. I heard a couple of tracks. It's awesome. I'm working on a little side project with Jeff Stress Davis and Chuck Treese called Mum's the Word. It's like a reggae project.
Oh, that's our boy Chuck Treese.
Chuck Treese is the shit, yeah.
No, that's our dude, man. Pennsylvania represent. Oh, wait a second. Pennsylvania represent Chuck Treese, Jeff Stress Davis.
Yeah. So we're doing a project together. We're calling it Mum's the Word, and it's all reggae and soul.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so we
That's
got
it. Waterloo Village with the win. Waterloo
okay,
Village.
there you
Chris
go.
Hoffman, you got it, bro. Waterloo Village.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's great. You got it's like a live action Google working for
Oh
you.
yeah, no, we go big here, man. We do big shit. We do big things here on this show. It's great.
That's great, man. So yeah, so I got this reggae project I'm working on with those guys. Trying to think of what else to shout out. Just thank you to everybody that's ever supported us through the years. You know what I mean? Thank you for showing us love. Thanks for coming out and singing along at shows and making us feel special, because it's none of us take it for granted, like what this means, that we get to do this for people, man. It's a special thing, and I'm just really glad to be a part of it. In general, just hardcore scene in general has been really huge in my life. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that does, shows like this, podcasts, you know what I mean? Zines. Oh, our podcast. Check out
Yeah.
Post America Podcast. Post America Podcast. It's on iTunes and Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, all of those platforms,
And you've been doing that podcast for a couple years now.
Yes. So definitely check that out. You can follow us on Instagram also, Post America Podcast. And yeah, thank you all for supporting hardcore and underground arts.
Thanks, Joe. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, brother.
Take care. Well, there you have it. Jotham Oliver, Mad Joe, Wisdom in Chains. We got a couple of minutes here. Listen, I get it. Chris Hoffman and everybody jumping on me. Yes, I guess it was in Jersey. All right. I get it. Waterloo Village was in Jersey. Got it. I saw the Allman Brothers there. They were amazing. Me and Evan from Biohazard went and saw, I guess it was Lollapalooza, right? We went and saw the show. It was so good. Alice in Chains was so good. I don't know what year that was that Alice in Chains played. What was that, 94? Something like that. They were so friggin' good that we went back the next day and saw them again. That's friggin' rare. Yeah, medieval times, right? That's where they did the medieval stuff. Thank you, Stu Bennett. It was a great show. I had a really good feeling about today's show. I did. I had a really good feeling about it. Thank you, Vincent, and I really appreciate you coming by, Vincent. And hopefully, we're gonna get our conventions going again, and we'll see each other at the next Chiller convention. Rat Bones, the show's great. You're a big part of it. What can I say? David, get the funk out of my face. What's happening, brother? Go Yankees. Thank you, man. Hey, let's do this. Let's for a couple minutes. Who would you like to see on the show? Post it up in the chat room. Let's. It's time. Let's have some fun. Who would you like to see on the show? Seriously, we're booking shows now. All right, Astoria Lou, 1988. No, 1993. Is that right? Yeah, it was great. Okay, calm down. Here we go. Kirk Hammett. That's come up a few times. I've worked with Kirk, of course, on the Michael Alago film. Not a bad. I could reach out to Kirk. That not a bad idea. That could happen. Kevin Seconds. Kevin Seconds. That's a good one. I reached out to him once. I didn't hear back from him. I got. You know what? I got to go through Toby Morse. I got to get Toby to get on that. Scott Ian is a friend of mine. I don't know if Scott wants to come on the show and talk about New York hardcore. I'm not sure. I was actually thinking I'd like to get Charlie on the show. Charlie would be a good one. Paul Bearer, I am actually talking to. I've actually put the invitation out to Paul Bearer, and he said he would think about it. So Juliette Lewis, I've reached out to. I need to deal with, as far as Juliette goes, I tried. I didn't hear back from her. I have to go through Toby's brother, Todd, who plays with her. So that's on my to-do list. Minus, funny you should bring up the Minus thing. Minus, of course, has a flip phone and doesn't have a computer, but that new Minus Marauder release is coming out. I reached out to Mike Valente today from Upstate Black and Blue, who was a part of that Minus Marauder release, and he's going to try to quarterback it. Harley, I'd love to have Harley on the show if we were going to talk about music. Another great show. Well, thank you, Fabrizio. I appreciate it. Henry Rollins, that's a tough one. Phil of the Templars. That's a Al Baril said he'd come on as well in the fall, in the spring. So that's a good one. You know, this is interesting, Lou, that you should bring up Sonny, because it was just today I was thinking about wanting to bring Sonny on the show. For those that don't know, Sonny Singh is a guy based in Philly. He shoots hardcore bands, Hate 5-6. That clip I played to open the show of Wisdom in Chains was shot by Sonny. He shoots all the This Is Hardcore stuff. Sonny Singh is a good call. I'd like to have him on. Mike Portnoy. You mean Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater? Is that right? I don't know if this New York hardcore crowd could Joe Hardcore is on the to-do list as well. Yes. Mike Muir, I've actually reached out to Luiche, who has who is the original bass player. Yeah, Sonny, I think Sonny, yep. What else we got here? Roger Moret, where you been? He's been on the show a couple times. Billy from Biohazard was asking me about Vampiro because he's friends with him. Mike Ness, listen, we're always trying to get Mike Ness on the show. Always. I mean, Chris Benitos, that's a good one. Good suggestion. Pat Dubar is a good one. That's a good suggestion as well. What else? Dr. No has some health issues right now. I don't think he's trying to come on the show. Bob Riley finally has the ability, but his internet sucks. Listen, I've reached out to Ice a couple times. We got to get Ice on the show. Yeah, Louis Seidel. Yeah, yes, exactly. Keith Morris, I'm talking to his people as well. The Circle Jerks just booked this world tour. Keith Morris I'm talking to his PR person. We are doing our best to get him on the show. What else? Listen, Ditto's always welcome on the show. We love Ditto, Larry. You know that. All 5 Scandato brothers. It's kind of funny. Yeah, Vaughn and Kenny Strong Management, not a bad one. Not a bad. Albar, good suggestion. Creature from Rebel Manic, not sure about that one. Ken from Candiria, okay. Hey, just a reminder, there is no show on Wednesday. I'll see you a week from today with Chris D. And then after that, we have Joey Z on the following Wednesday. Where did I just see? Whoa, everybody's moving quick here. Hey, Joanne, I want to thank you for the super chat donation earlier. It all went by so fast. Thank you for the support, love. I appreciate it. Sal, listen, I'm a big fan of Sal's drumming. I mean, to me, Sal, Sal's drumming on the early Typo Negative stuff and the Life of Agony stuff is spectacular. I'm a big fan of his drumming. Sebastian from Regulate. Haven't heard much from Regulate. Sean, yeah, I mean, I talked to Michael Lago, who's friends with Sean. She doesn't do this kind of stuff, but you know what? We need more gals on this show. So, as in Flora, yeah, for Mafa, absolutely. We need more goyles on the show. That said, well, thank you, hon. I love you too. I appreciate that. Yeah, Carly from Candiria is a good one. Anyone, I've been thinking about Sergio, actually. Sergio would be Astoria Lou just sent me a clip. I can't watch it, but he sent a clip of him talking about the crumb suckers. Wow. Is that why the Mike Portnoy thing came up? Because of that clip of him talking about crumb suckers? All right. Kate, listen, bro. Let me tell you something about Roy Mayorga. We got John Jesse coming on the show. That's the step to Roy Mayorga. So don't worry. Roy is on my friggin' radar screen. You know, he was in Nausea and he plays now. Is Roy in Slipknot or is Roy in Stone Sour? I think he's in Stone Sour, right? Karen Crisis. Come on now. Every hardcore guy's heartthrob from the mid-90s. Karen Crisis. You know? There you go. Yeah, he's in Stone Sour, right? Exactly. Spike Cassidy's a good one. Is that right, Joe? Kate 08? Is that right? Is that right, Kate 08?
That's right, man. Yeah, man. She's got great knowledge and a great history of New York hardcore, man. She'd be a great guest, man. You should have her on.
Yeah, you know, I sort of see, you know, she does her thing, man. I see what she's doing. You know, she's really into her spiritual sort of thing and her art, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you might as well sit through me on some of this. Zoli from Ignite, that's a good one.
If he's not helping the Pelicans, man, you got to tear him away from those Pelicans.
Is that what his thing is? The Pelicans?
Yeah, he does. He saves Pelicans in the Bay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Who's in Women of the Pit? Who is Karen Crisis or Kate? Who are you talking about, Lori? Brooke Smith. Let me tell you, I've reached out to Brooke Smith numerous amounts of times. Listen, I've said this before. I'm not chasing people around for this show. We gravitate to people that enjoy the show, love the show, and want to be on the show. So chasing people around after a while, I get tired of it. Let's see what else. Well, Civ. Yeah, we got to get Anthony Civarelli on the show. Okay, Kate. All right, Kate, for sure.
Yeah, man. She'll be a great guest. I'm telling you.
I've reached out to Denise Mercedes about being on the show. She did not want to come on the show. For whatever her reasons are, Denise Mercedes did not want to come on the show. So Theo from the Lunatics, that's a good one. All right. Okay. People love playing this game, you know, and they just hope I'm going to talk shit about people too, you know. I just don't, you know.
Yeah, man.
Adam Blake H2O, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
This one, you know what? We got to get Richie we got to get Richie Crutch on the show.
Richie's always great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to. Okay, now we're talking. How about now we're talking? Ad Rock and Mike D, Hulk Hogan, Peter Criss. Listen, let me tell you something. I'd love to have Peter Criss on the show. I'd love to have the Hulkster. You know what? Speaking of which, I meant to mention this on the show. I watched the documentary about the Iron Sheik. Have you seen that?
I've heard about it. I heard it was great, but I haven't seen it.
It's very good. I really recommend it. Yo, the Iron Sheik went down hard. The Iron Sheik held the title. Iron Sheik ended up smoking crack, and he was a mess. And then Iron Sheik came back. But
when wrestlers fall, they fall all the way, man.
Seriously, bro.
They go all the way down.
You know who I'd love to have on the show? I tell you what. This is just like Drew Stone's kind of like trip here. I'd love to have Mickey Rourke on the show.
Oh, yeah, that would be crazy, man. That would be really crazy.
I'm a big fan of his, man. Waddy. The thing about having Waddy on the show, I wouldn't even understand anything he says. Oh, yeah. Good idea. Have the Iron Sheik on.
There you go, yeah.
That's funny. I've reached out to Phil Ansamo. You know, some of these guys are tough because you have to go through their management. And as soon as you start, you know, going through the management, they have their own preconceived ideas about New York hardcore and shit like that. And, you know, So
You know who would be a really great guest, but probably hard to like pin down, but an excellent guest would be Bobby Hamble.
oh, he's impossible. No
He's
way.
impossible.
No.
But as far as being like real and telling you a crazy story, he would be insane.
Of course, but he's one of those guys that has a flip phone, doesn't even know how to turn a computer on. It's like mine.
He lives up here by us right now. He lives not far from here.
Is he up there now, or is he still in Florida?
Yeah, he's here. To the best of my knowledge, he's up here. But
I told you, Bobby's impossible because he has a flip phone. He doesn't know how to turn on a computer. He's never seen the show. He has no idea. Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, Luke Wisdom. I've tried. Luke doesn't like doing these things. He doesn't, right?
It's hard for him to sit still for this long.
Yeah, he doesn't really like doing these things.
You know what? If you did Luke, you would have to do like on the streets with Luke Rhoda. You'd have to walk around, do it like a walk-in show, Yeah,
that's true. Yep. You know what? There's a little bit of a groundswell for the Iron Sheik, man. I got to get the Iron Sheik going, man.
Yeah, you should do that, man. Is that possible?
Yeah. KRS-One. Yeah, You know who I'd really like to get on the show is Rakim.
That would be crazy.
That's my man. You ever see the picture of me? You ever see the picture of me and Rakim and them from when we did the video? Oh, you're gonna love this. Hold on. I've showed this on the show a bunch of times, but
what video did you do?
I worked on Follow the Leader and Microphone Fiend.
Wow.
I worked on both. I was the second assistant director. You ready for this? This is gonna.
What do you got?
This is gonna blow your mind. This is a classic. Hold on. It's got it for full impact. Here we go. Who's the white boy? You ready? Boom. Right?
Great, man. That's awesome.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, Microphone Fiend and the other one, Follow the Leader. I worked on both.
That's amazing, man.
Yep. Yo, Big Daddy Kane. I worked on 2 Big Daddy Kane videos. I worked on one. I worked on I Do Work. I Get the Job Done. We did that video on my film stage.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So, I love to me Eric B and Rakim, man. That's the whole bit, man. So all right. Well, thanks for your suggestions, brother. Yeah,
man, no doubt.
And I'll talk to you soon. And hey, let me know when it's time to come on your podcast.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna talk to Richie about it tonight.
Yeah, man. Come bring me on. We'll, mix it
no
up.
doubt.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Well, there you go. A little reprise. Hey, great show today, everybody. I want to thank you all. I'm heading down to Florida tomorrow to see my dad and my brother and do some work on our new film. So I will see you back here on. You caught my acid wash shirt, right? In that shot. So that's good. Thank you so much for supporting the show, everybody. It is truly one of the joys of my life. I will see you soon. Until then. Do good things and good things will come to you.